Welcome back to Let's Play Ni no Kuni. In the last part, we repaired the king's heart. Today we're going to go see the quartermaster while we wait for him to find the wand that he owes us.
And finally able to buy weapons and armor. And see how that works.
And come across a whole new range of painful puns.
Are you really that surprised by that at all? It's this... You guys better strap yourselves in. This is going to be a very long ride.
I think it was the quartermaster, and that's another thing I can't believe I just said. Where it really occurred to me just how prevalent they are.
There's something really annoying about someone talking to you, and they're still facing a wall, but they just barely turn. This wall's great.
He looks almost dignified, but with that silly bird head.
Oh, and Drippy does that.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it all the time. And weapons are, as we mentioned, I think last time, is that weapons are equipable to both your familiars and to yourself. But more or less to things like badges and shields and stuff are particular to each one. You can't, say, equip a shield to a magic type or something like that, so sometimes just interesting shopping around trying to find the good combination for each one.
Your familiar's inventory and yourself will have little symbols next to each slot that'll tell you what type of item can be equipped. Oliver can only equip, I think, badges and a wand.
Which, to not spoil, we really don't have to worry about shopping for wands, so...
No, they're story items. We just get them.
And what's always nice about a lot of these random places like the Quartermaster is that there's always these random chests always in their place. They don't care if you steal from them.
As you can see right there, that raises the attack, and I think the magic attack, or just special attack or something, of Little Dumple.
It's weird that you'd have to go to a store to buy a sharpened stick.
Yeah.
That feels like you're getting ripped off. Though sometimes I wish in a game like this, you know, you could choose a little bit more with the armor, just because obviously with something like a physical type, you might want to make it more agile or whatever.
We're Raven mad. Sure, man. Save your throat.
It's already burned out. I'm exhausted.
Where's Drippy going?
Oh, yeah, over there, holy boy. Ginos also just noticed that the cobblestone kind of gives the effect of scales. The look of it. So, more of the fish kind of motif.
Huh. It never stops.
It never stops. I feel bad for these guards, just having the worst weapons and worst armor combination.
At least that guy disappeared. I thought he was talking about the guy he was talking to.
That NPC just vanished.
But now, judging by that guy, looks like Tom himself vanished.
And obviously that guy didn't go searching for him. He's not in front of his throne. Where else can I look? I don't know.
Yeah, where's his room? The room that he talked about.
If you look to the side, you can actually see fish, like, these little fish sculptures, like they're leaping out of a river kind of thing, going all along the side. I love the intricate details of things like that. Because obviously they'll have no effect to gameplay, but it gives you some interesting things to look at. It could just be a great wall. That guy has good stitching in his pants. Look at him, look at him. Whoa, whoa, where? Whoa, this way, where? Oh, did he go beside you? Oh, your left shoulder, maybe your right one? Oh.
Never occurred to him to look behind him. I think there's a fatal flaw in his plan.
This is, as I mentioned, always kind of little peeves of this game. And sometimes it feels a bit like a Dora the Explorer kind of syndrome, where you know exactly where to go, but you still have to have the characters discuss it.
Yeah.
It's really, he's in a sewer place. When did we ever mention a sewer place? Oh, for fuck's sake.
However, this is the first instance of us going back to our town of Motorville, which we do infrequently, because apparently all of the soulmates from this world are all gathered in Motorville. That's the only town in America.
I was about to, and I always kind of consider that a little bit of a kind of a plot hole. Just every person and everywhere. Or maybe just all the people that are important to Oliver, luckily, are all in town. It would kind of suck if it was just like, we gotta find your person that's related to this person in the other place. Oh, they're in South Africa. Well then.
Your mom's soulmate is in Abu Dhabi.
Speak Ethiopian, Bala. It's like, I always like that little down look he has where he's like really disappointed in the lantern on his nose, like, oh. Did we mention this has very long-winded conversations? Yes! There's a cat in your town. It almost feels like Drippy's getting frustrated for us. We're getting there, people. Just wait. Hold on. Even that fat guy's bored and's walking away. What's going on over here?
I want out of this game.
But yeah, the only unfortunate thing is the gate spell doesn't do as cool effect as it did the first time we did it, where we made a giant elaborate gate.
Sometimes it is funny to just see Drippy start doing his little spin and jump and fall animation, and he just disappears in the middle of the air.
Whoa, oh god.
It's like, damn it, I want him to stop in front of me. There's no way to get hit by the cars. They always stop.
I did wonder that. I never really took an advantage of that. This woman is insane, by the way. Not in like that good insane. She's insane. Especially later when it has something to do with cheese.
Yeah. I don't understand.
I love the music in this area, though.
It's relaxing and kind of morose.
It's morose, but it also... It takes you out of the whole fantastical element of the land you're in. It gives a completely different feel. Just more of the calm, just repetition of small-town life. But it also is probably one of my favorite songs in the whole game, either way.
Hmm. I think it's the only music that ever plays in Motorville. So get used to it.
You'll hear it a lot.
There are a lot of things you need to get used to when you're playing Ni no Kuni.
Just get ready for a great good time with... I can't even think of a pun for this. Forget it.
The greatest thing would have been just seeing Drippy jumping behind me, then brrr, car drives by.
Well, I don't have anyone to get back now, I guess.
Fucking I'm the wizard. Oh, look at it is.
It's that person, we have no idea who it is. And we won't know who this is for a very long time.
They drag this one out. Is putting it lightly, but...
Really? No! I like that always shock thing, like his whole culture's just... Wah. So what kind of subjects can we talk about at the points when these happen?
So, character.
Character.
Don't know their name.
Yeah. And don't worry, it's kind of a dumb name anyway, so you're not missing out.
I think she's made to be as adorable and sugary as possible.
Pretty much.
They stopped short of giving her gigantic eyes, which I appreciate.
And just be covered with glitter and heart symbols and...
Her name is P. With an A. Thankfully not with two E's.
Because she has green hair, you get it?
I think. It's kind of phosphorescent green. Also, the deal with P is only Oliver can see her. Not even Drippy or anyone else we bring from the other world can see her.
And the sad thing is that no one gives Oliver the benefit of the doubt that there is a person there. They just think he's crazy. Like, for like most of the game, it's just like, you're talking to nobody again. I'm just like, no. I wouldn't be talking to nobody. It's kind of the same thought process, though, as Drippy himself. No one can see him but you. Of course, that's not really... Honestly, that's not really explained. But it's just the case, so yeah. I'm always surprised how he managed to keep up that much.
I'm surprised how fast P is.
Yeah. Maybe just how slow Oliver is.
I misread that as eh?
Nani? Funny thing is that everything in this situation always seems more obviously bigger and grandiose when you get back to the fantasy world. For obvious reasons, of course. So in that case, we just saw a mouse. And that's a big clue where we need to go.
Yeah.
And you almost kind of want to yell at the TV what it is. That's kind of incessant jumping. I can do it.
I like how Drippy is carrying little Timmy. And Timmy clearly does not want to go. Timmy's probably freaking out because we haven't established nobody can see Mr. Drippy.
It's just too fat to resist.
He's being carried against his will, and he does know by what.
Interesting thing about this town is how everything has this, you know, emphasis on motor vehicles and things like that, and industry and things like that. It gives it kind of more of an ugly jury, less than beautiful tone to everything. Which then it just makes the whole fantasy world look that much prettier. The only thing about these video games sometimes, it just makes you realize how shitty and boring our normal world is.
Yeah.
And you wonder why people play video games. It's because we go to badass and wonderful places. I can go to Walmart here. That's about all I can do.
If I don't have a pass, like a bus pass, I'm stuck in my house. And I don't have a bus pass right now because it's summer.
Fantasy world, here we come!
Fuck, they're talking!
Oh my god, you're still talking! See, what makes this a little rough is that they didn't do voice acting.
That would have taken even longer.
They could have... But the thing is, it would have been at least entertaining. The parts that are voice acted are at least... Well, honestly, because the voice acting, I guess, is not the best. It is a little rough sometimes to listen to them voice act for a long period of time, but it does make scenes like this probably move a little bit quicker. I love his terms like mun and tidy and odd choices for a Welsh guy. I'm not a fairy, I'm actually an Englishman.
And I could have sworn Drippy was voiced by Rod Gilbert. He's a Welsh comedian. He sounds exactly like him, but apparently it's not.
And then have the woman explain this and how this works.
Yeah, Layla does not care.
Oh well, cheese.
I'm fat. That means I can't see.
Sorry, my eyes were covered in fat. I didn't see what happened. Oh.
Cheese bears a face.
Something I hope they can fix in future games is the whole NPC mechanic. Because, you know, there is a sense of liveliness when there's NPCs, but a lot of times they are just standing there.
Yeah.
And, you know, next generation game, maybe they will work on something with better AI for that, but it's just something makes it feel very dead when you walk around. You just have a guy walk forward a couple steps, then turn around and walk back a couple steps. Then when you talk to him, he says the same thing over and over again.
There's always that one guy who walks all the way around town, but in a circle. Never goes anywhere.
Yep. One thing I do like about those vases, they always seem to refresh the items that are in it if you leave town and come back. So if you're really just needing some extra little item and you know it's in one of those vases, just leave the town and come back. It'll be there again.
Generally, you need to go a couple more steps further than that, like using the gateway spell, or maybe go to an entirely different town. You can't just, like, step out of the town into the overworld, then come back.
Yeah.
Usually you need to wait at least a few minutes for it to come back. I talked to a woman who said she had 3 missing boys. I needed to go out and find her because clearly that's my job. And all of the boys are injured in some way, like scraped a part of them. So I need to waste my fucking magic on them.
God. But hey, you get stamps.
This is a purple chest.
Purple chest you can't open until way later, until at least we've upgraded our magic ability.
Hint. Near the end of the game.
Yep. And it's a good way to make sure that if you see it, it's kind of interesting trying to remember the chest you might come back for later in the game.
One of the boys, this one took me a while to find, first time playing. Then I realized it's... I just... fuck this kid. He's in the Cottermaster's house.
I feel sorry for the Cottermaster. He's been standing there the whole time stoically, while the kid's crying like right next to him and the sword won't leave. God, thank you!
You know, for a while I thought the Cottermaster was actually really... I can't believe I corrected that. For a while I thought he was actually kind of racist, because whenever he says look, he says rook. So I thought he was a racist Japanese guy.
But a hawk, too, or whatever.
But a raven.
Yeah. Or a laven. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not. I don't care.
I'm not, okay. Then the 2 fish humping the wall brings you over here. And the 3rd damn kid's crying, too!
How did they hurt themselves? And so far apart. It was like they pushed one down, ran away laughing, then they fell. The other one ran away laughing.
Ran into a wall while running away laughing.
Ran into the Codmaster, he punched them. Started crying.
She's been standing the whole time. What a lazy bitch.
I love my boy so much, but damn this sleeping leg.
I love my boys so much. What's their names again?
Sweetie Pie, that's the next level for pie.
It's such an odd statement.
Yeah.
Sweetie Pie, the next level of pie. I want to see like a convention about that. They have some press conference. Now introducing the Sweetie Pie, the next generation of pie.
So until we find King Tom, that's all the side missions we can do right now. I love how rousing the town theme is.
Again, feels to the opposite effect of being in the real world, where it's a little bit more melancholy, but kind of relaxing and warm. This is more festive and just more of a fun theme overall.
Everyone's driving and you're young to do it.
This character's point is nothing. He really is!
I'm brave. Sit. Ding dong well.
God. She's God ding dong dale, we're gonna have a ding dong well.
Try to pronounce that, bitch.
And apparently mice in this game are dicks.
Yeah. Are they giving mice crap?
God, are you going down ding dong dale? God. Sounds so stupid when you try to actually read that in real life.
I do love how he's just wearing a pan. And he's got a shield strapped to his front. Now he's giving me his familiar. Fuck this familiar, totally useless.
He's kind of okay at first, but yeah, you get rid of him pretty quick. He's cute though. But honestly, it doesn't feel like he gives it to you. It feels like you just steal it from him. He's like, "Don't worry, I have protection. Give me it." Aw.
Yeah, Tommy right here is trying to go along with us, but we're like, no, you can't do that. Okay, take my familiar. Ha!
It's mine now. What's the name of this beast of burden that we don't care about? Oh, what? I guess you don't care.
I was like, should I just leave them all? No. I don't like this guy, so instead of naming him something having to do with our LPs, I'll just name what I think of him. It takes me a second to quantify that.
Cuddles? No.
No. A little more vindictive.
Waste of time?
No, but there is just enough space for waste of air.
Poor monkey tiger.
But he loves it.
I'm a very geek. Yeah. It's not like we cough up hairballs, but you also fling poop. Great.
He does have a fling rock ability.
Sure, rock. At least it gives us a testing ground for switching familiars.
Yeah. The third familiar I get is better, though.
It's pretty distinctly better. You know what? Honestly, I kept him around long enough, and I did fully level him up. But yeah, he kind of just didn't do anything.
It's because all the other familiars I got I liked better, and I didn't. There's nothing really useful about this little guy's ability. His main special ability is Go Wild, which it's basically he charges up attack, and then when he starts attacking, he can't stop. And his attacks suck, so totally useless.
When you do the critical boost, he's not bad, but later in the game, he is rather useless.
I do show off Go Wild in this video, I'm pretty sure, and it's not. So.
It's zany.
But with a line through it.
See, something's very terrifying about that creature, but you can take it.
Yeah. He's actually near the end of the well. It's pretty easy. Now it's a sewer level, but it's not too tough, and it's a little bit of a maze, but every place that you can go are the only places that aren't blocked off. So it's not hard to find where you're going.
I admit it, I did die a couple times when I first did this, mainly because I wasn't prepared to pay attention to my health with my familiars. So this is a good testing ground to get a little better with the game, and also some level grinding.
Mm-hmm. You notice the little rabot right here, that's what they're called. Just ran right up. I'm supposed to move forward and then initiate the battle. Fuck that.
What did you do?
I just faded out to a later recording.
I just thought you fell asleep. Now come to my area, please.
Did you say Nito?
Sounds like something you would say.
We can do this.
That's a cute frog. I want it.
They're called Taddlywinks. There's something sort of subversive about that.
I would have called them Whamwazzles. Simpsons reference. Look it up. All right. I do love how he attacks. I like he just does this like juke and jive hopping around. You gotta be careful with this part though, because weakness comes into play sometimes for some of the characters in it. So some of the familiars do take more damage depending on what kind of attack hits them. So that's why sometimes you really gotta pay attention to your health.
Yeah, in that case, the Taddlywink shot out a firebomb, and that's what Dumple was weak to. So from here on out, I attack the Taddlywinks first. Not that you'll see that, because you've already seen the Taddlywink.
Ever again.
Ever again. Not unless something amazing happens, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
This looks like he instantly murdered it.
Generally, I like to go to a place just to fill it out on the minimap, because every time we go to a new part of it, it'll fill up. But if I don't see anything in there, there's no reason to bother.
This one also introduces, a little bit of puzzle work. Difficult puzzles for maybe children, but still puzzles.
Which sometimes I'm not sure if this game was geared towards children or not.
It feels like it.
Maybe children from the 80s when they were used to balls-hard bosses and shit.
Yeah, it is the trade-off, where you got the simple story, simple mechanic, and then we fight balls-hard bosses, as you described. It's true, they are balls-hard bosses. If you're not ready for a boss, they'll kill you, instantly.
Oh, yeah. And they come when you're not ready for them. I just got phased through by a snake.
Watch this.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Watch this, I'll do it again.
Oh, my acting is so enthusiastic! I love just watching Drippy hopping about, going, yay, yay, yay!
Nero!
It looked like he was trying to escape.
You're on your own, Ollie boy!
Flan.
We got some flan. Flan's amazing.
I still haven't had flan.
It's one of the best desserts.
Flan. Flunk, I don't care.
Flinky flunk.
It's custard and caramel.
You know what's even amazing about this game? We also get the next generation of flan.
Yeah.
No, just the next generation of pie.
Several generations of everything.
Yep.
Oh, I'm proud of that.
I love the slow motion hits like that. You got fucked up.
And one more just for good measure.
And I always do a good time. I'm always rushing to collect all the magic orbs I can.
Yeah.
Fuck, I wasted a lot. Fuck, I wasted a lot of. One thing I always abuse later in the game, I already mentioned, is the fact that once you get the ability to be able to move around the map freely, going back to Ding Dong Dell is something I actually do frequently in the game because it also has the cheapest hotel rates to heal.
Mm-hmm. The hotel rates go up by each town you go to.
And it doesn't adjust to the level, so if you do go back to a place you've been before, it stays the same no matter how powerful you get.
Which seems a bit fucked up, to be honest.
That's a mistake they obviously made, but I'm taking full advantage of it.
And honestly, Ding Dong Dell is one of the prettiest places, so you think their rates would be higher.
You think they would get tourists. Because it is also like the safer of the three major cities.
We're gonna get so many new generations of ice cream. You guys don't even know.
This one's even older.
We can do this.
God, that was bad. We can do this.
Like, just like, well, okay, well.
He didn't know how to react to that. I'm sorry.
It is sometimes funny just watching enemies get punched and just taking it.
It does feel a little silly to have this epic music to these creatures that are maybe a foot tall each.
Yeah.
Kind of running around each other having this battle. Alright, the first part of a puzzle that makes you waste a shit ton of magic.
It's the first overworld puzzle where you use your attack magic.
As I mentioned, you waste a shit ton of magic doing it, too.
Mm-hmm. A shit ton relative to where we are in the game. We don't have that much at this point.
And you don't exactly have enough money to buy enough restoratives for magic use. So it goes pretty quick.
Mm.
So then you gotta go and grind against enemies and steal some blue orbs and yeah. It might sound like I hate this game, I don't.
We hate little things in the game.
Yeah. There's a lot of things it does well. It is a lot of fun to play, especially for things like battles, and especially later in the game they get really strategic and fun and high-paced. But there are things that could have been better. See, when I got one of those because I was low on magic, I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Well, early on, I don't really use magic. I just send out Dumple to kill everything. Which he does quite handily.
And this part of the game, for sure. Later in the game, though, you know you use a lot of magic.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the idea, the kind of mechanic design of going, okay, here's, almost the sense that your normal body is much weaker than the familiars.
We can do this.
So you have to use familiars as a way to defend yourself.
Here goes.
Because your attacks, like, do nothing. Like, if you just physically hit them, it's like 1 damage, even later in the game.
Here's me showing Go Wild. That is pathetic. I'm never using this guy again.
He won!
After losing much more health than Dumple would have.
Results, you're pathetic.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Here's some flan inside of a snake.
You'll also notice the snake actually went around the level geometry to get to us. Enemies in this game are not completely stupid.
Thank God. It's hard to outrun enemies in this game. Sometimes you just want to avoid them, and you don't always get that opportunity.
Rarely.
So I remember taking this puzzle, and just took me a while to get what I was supposed to do, but you went, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, when we're lighting those fires, some of the fires will stay permanently, but in this case, they only stay lit for a temporary amount of time. So you want to light them in an order that would allow you to have them all three lit at the same time before they go out. And you'd think that the one in the way back would be the first one to do, but you want to start with the center one, then the back one, then the front one. I made that mistake a lot, and I wasted a lot of magic.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not wasting your time. Mo. Mo. The shocked fish door.
What did you do to my teeth? Right there, you'll see how bad the lag is from pushing the control stick to it reacting on my computer screen while I'm recording. It's so bad I have trouble walking forward.
Yeah, it could be a problem. See, I thought this guy was going to be like a really tough person to fight. He's not really. He's just mean looking. I like he's so stupid. He's like, I got a thing on my head.
Here goes.
That's definitely with the catnip toy.
Gosh, so hard. He's backing up with his hands like, whoa, bro, whoa.
Later on, I spend a good while grinding on just these guys. They got some pretty good experience for the start.
And you also notice your familiars do kind of level at the same track. Like, even though you didn't use the monkey, it did get some experience.
Yeah, I do like that experience goes to everyone. So nobody really gets left behind.
Because you never know when you might need one.
Oh, I know when I won't need one.
Oh, for sure. We don't need the monkey.
Never need the monkey.
This game does encourage a very hit-and-run mechanic later in it, though. Like I did for the boss in this dungeon, for example. Okay, I'm not eating a sandwich inside of a chest in the sewer. I'm sure this was made soonish.
To better show up that we can't open the purple chests.
Which makes it kind of suck, because it makes you realize you have to go back here later in the game if you want to open that.
That's not fun.
It's not!
Watch this.
Especially, this is not at the beginning of the temple. This is like at near the end of this whole dungeon. Don't be scared away! God, pointless Mr. Drippy. Have I voiced my disdain for Mr. Drippy yet? I don't think I have.
Please continue.
Yeah, he's not even there for the victory pose, he just stands in the back. Oh yeah, and he tries to help later, and he doesn't. He finally goes, I'm tired of not helping you guys, so I'm gonna help you in battle. And by that, it means he doesn't help at the most inopportune times.
There's where we need to go. I want to look over here just to see what else I might be missing. There's probably one more chest and something we can't reach just yet.
Come on.
More great, come on!
You want to show how going with Oliver can tend to be the best choice no matter what you do. He is almost completely dead.
He hits like a sack of bricks.
And look, obviously the fish is a water type, it's weak to fire. So you can see how elementals don't correlate as you might think in this game.
One of the only weakness of Oliver is casting time. That's the only weakness Oliver has. Sometimes because you're trying to cast an enemy runs up to you, but if you manage to cast his spells off, he is by far the strongest.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, every time we level up, we refill our health and magic. That right there is a green chest. We will not be able to reach that for a while. We need someone in our party who can reach from a distance.
A loser.
A complete moron.
But we need him for his gun.
We need him. Loser's got a gun. I don't know why I healed. I'm completely healed. I'll probably just disable.
I'm glad they leave a lot of heal points like this. Because obviously, as we said, these bosses can be balls hard. So the ability to heal right before you fight him is great. Plus, when you see one of those, you know it's a boss time.
Mm-hmm.
There's something something very silly about this fight too that's going on.
Majesty!
Need a hand?
It's you two. Look, one has retrieved one's wand.
Huh? So he wasn't kidnapped?
Oh, the crook struck one. Oh.
That'll teach you to turn your back on me, you old tomfool, you!
That is one huge rodent!
You squeaklings work for the fat cat, do you?
No, we
Too slow! Ah!
It's kind of creepy.
It is, especially because it's getting closer and closer.
Look at my tooth.
One thing about this guy, he is pretty fast, but he does have pretty big windups for his attacks. Yep, they turn Tail Whip into an attack.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the few purely status effect attacks. It doesn't really hurt you, but it does confuse me a couple times. Confusion does what you'd think. It can't really attack every time. It actually makes you run on autopilot and try to attack, and you almost always hurt yourself.
Or you always attack somebody else.
Yeah. Generally, rule of thumb when you're defending against a big attack like that is you want to wait until as close to when he actually attacks as possible before you hit defend. Usually you'll be better off. For some reason, the longer I wait to do that, the more likely I am to get confused.
Why did they show the monkey there?
It's saying I should switch familiars because apparently the monkey has some effect that makes him extra useful against this. He doesn't.
Maybe he didn't get confused. He's extra good because he just got smacked.
I think it's because of his huge eyes, he doesn't get confused. That's fantastic. Hickory Dock literally just knocked himself out.
And you're distracting this good opportune time to attack him, Mr. Trevor!
This is one of those few times where the boss will actually knock themselves out. It happens very rarely. I think only a couple do it. But where they try to do an attack, usually what'll happen is they'll just send an attack after you, but from their stupidity, the attack will become useless, or in Doc's case, he'll actually shoot himself trying to figure out what's going on with it. And as you can see, fuck the monkey, I'm back to Oliver.
Oliver's just a good boss fighter anyway. He just uses familiars a lot of times to fight minions, but when it comes to bosses, it's hard to beat Oliver.
I think I actually knocked some sense into myself.
Confusion really is not a tough ability when you're by yourself, but when you have other people with you and they're attacking you, that can get rather annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if they're using a good familiar and that good familiar is really strong, and he's just hitting you and doing a lot of damage.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure we can't attack an ally if they've been confused, which would have been hilarious.
We cannot. We just have to take it. See, luckily in this case, he's dropping a lot of blue orbs to keep that magic up.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Yeah, that's the attack that knocked himself out. Show enough healing touch. Generally, if you have healing items, go for those. You need to save your magic.
Offensive spell magic's the way to go, but it's just healing stuff doesn't heal you always as much as you like, but make it through those first. And usually you don't always have to heal full. Just enough to where you'll feel safe.
Yeah. Once you figured out how much damage each attack does, you'll know how close to the end you can get before you really need to be worried.
Because honestly, magic is more important than health.
And also, your healing items can be used on your allies when we get them.
We won!
Who, we? You?
Oh, by the way, we'll notice we upgraded from to we won!
Mopey from Optimistic.
Yay, my cape of bravery.
And he's still dead, though. Gotta give him mouth-to-mouth, Holly boy.
I like how the most cursing Drippy ever does is knickers!
Told you it's made for kids.
Women's underwear!
I think it would have been a funny trade-off that he actually has amnesia now and doesn't remember he's supposed to do something for you. Who are you? Do I need to kill you?
And he just swiped the wand from his hand.
Yep. No one knows you're down here, and you just kill him.
I'm the king now.
The Zodiacs are assembled, Your Radiance.
I thank you all for attending. Very well. I hereby call the council to order.
You are all doubtless aware of the purpose of this session.
We are here to discuss the elimination of the pure-hearted one. Come before us, Dark Jinn.
You summoned me, White Witch.
The so-called savior from the other world. He must be destroyed. Shadar, it is time that you proved yourself worthy of the title of Executor.
On one condition.
Ha! The insolence! He presumes to bargain with our queen?
Go on.
Very well. I must request that you entrust this task to me and me alone. Hear me, members of the council. I have no need of your aid.
He thinks himself our equal. What gives him the right?
He is either very brave or...
To presume to give us orders?
Babbling fools.
Silence! Very well. You will have your wish, Shadar. I entrust the task entirely to you. Teach those who speak of a savior the futility of their hope.
It shall be done. This Oliver, this savior, I will taint his heart with the blackness of despair.
No, I'm alive now, thank God.
I went from talking sexy to...
Yeah. I guess it's not good that he has voice acting, because it would have led to, it will be done to, no, thank you.
Well, my man boner's gone.
But mine still remains.
In the presence of children.
Of drippies.
This is one's magic wand. When one was a kitten, one ran quite wild with the old thing. Here, it is yours now.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
If you know who finds out about this, one fears we shall both live to regret it. But one could hardly say no to one so very pure.
When you say you know who, you mean Shadar, don't you?
There's no need to say it out loud, is there? But yes, that is who one means.
Your Majesty, you've gone and given him the wand now. There's no going back.
One supposes so.
Don't worry, Your Majesty. I'll bring down Shadar. You'll see.
What? Challenge is set. And then you just see like a crystal ball. He's actually Shadar seeing that happen. He's like, oh no, he didn't. Oh, it's on. I like this kind of nonchalant arm. He's just like, I don't know. It's just, okay.
So our next mission is to go to the next town, Al Mamun, and find the next great sage.
Try to guess the pun related to this one.
It took me a second to realize it. In fact, I think I just now caught it.
That's a quieter one, but mainly just for you.
I kind of deserve that.
Yeah.
The music playing right there always plays when you've done something really heroic, like beating a boss. Basically, yay, you did something right.
There's not a threat in all the world, at least for now. You're kinda safe now.
Until I come along and screw up that couple again.
He shows up, stole their hearts, drop the mic.
Oh, yeah.
You were just mad burned.
You just got shadard.
I just made mashed potatoes. That's great.
2 spoonfuls of sugar.
I don't know if it's time for brunch.
Make it time for brunch, Shadar. Make it time.
Let me steal your heart of brunch urge. You evil bastard.
And so he's watching. He's like, I have the weirdest erection right now.
For brunch.
One thing I really like about Shadar's character, and it manages to not be kind of silly, is that when he talks sometimes, you can almost hear his it's slurred occasionally. Not like he's drunk, but it sounds like the face you don't see has been corroded, or it's more grotesque than it should be.
Also, they also play out the character where he's not totally mwahaha. Even early on, there is a kind of sympathetic tone to him to me. When I even first saw him, I was like, I don't necessarily feel he's completely evil.
He definitely has an agenda.
Yeah. It's not just mwahaha agenda.
Mwahaha agenda.
Yeah. You know, where it's just like, I'm taking over the world because I'm evil.
Yeah, he's not even in charge of taking over the world. He's in charge of just making it sad.
Make the world mopey.
Your tears bring me joy. Oh, shit. That defeats the purpose.
Your tears bring me joy while you're slicing the onions for a delicious souffle. Onion souffle. I'm evil.
With some potato. The pimp chef Shadar.
Yeah. I would like to destroy you after I pet this kitten.
Pet.
Follow the laser pointer, kitty.
Sit on the record player.
Put the cat on the Roomba. I love you, Shadar.
I love Shadar. New reason to keep watching the LP, Shadar.
There you go.